Yeah. Here we go. We are in the building. Episode 157 of the Collective Podcast. I am AC from LA. He is SG Trilogy. And we are ready to rock. What's going on, brother? How are you? How are you doing?
Brother, I am fantastic. You can look at me and tell I'm fantastic. You know how?
How?
It's the middle of the summer, and we sitting here rocking leather jackets. And you know how we're able to rock these leather jackets? Because we're like Fonzie. And what's Fonzie?
The new joints got leathers?
What's Fonzie?
Hey!
Fonzie is cool, baby. So we're cool. We're cooling on this Wednesday night, bruh. We're cooling.
That's right. We're cooling. Cooling in the place to be. It doesn't matter that we're in California and Texas. We're cool, so we're cooling, right?
We cooling, baby. We cooling, baby.
That's what's up. All right, brother. Like, let's actually go ahead and get into it. I'll ask you about your week after you tell them where and how. So let's get right into that. Let's get into the where and the how, and then we can talk about your week, brother.
Yes, indeed. So we have a saying here at the Collective Podcast that times are always best when you connect with the Collective Podcast, and we truly believe so. There are quite a few ways that you can remain connected with us. First and foremost, you can go to our official website, which is tcpodofficial.com. Check us out. On Facebook, we are TC Podcast Official. On YouTube, X, and IG, we are TC Pod Official. We ask that when you check out our YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. On IG, he is AC from LA. On IG, yours truly, I'm SG Trilogy. And on X, I'm SG3. We appreciate you all for rocking with us on this Wednesday night.
You were now rocking with the best. What's up? Hey, man, is your IG Live frozen? Because on my screen, mine is.
Let's see.
Can you see it? It's not going at all.
Yours is?
Yeah. No, mine. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, well, it's seemingly frozen. Hopefully, it's not really frozen, but it certainly does look it. All right, so check it out. This is what we've got for you today. We've got the BIG3. We've got Paris Olympics, Major League Baseball. We've got Tech Talk Now. I guess we're doing that ahead of the culture still. Oh, yeah, because of the Masta Ace. And then the closeout. So we've got some really nice content for you tonight. And so buckle up and get ready for the ride. That being said, brother, how was your week?
Man, my week has been fantastic, brother. As I mentioned the last episode, I was still coming off the high of attending the National Association of Black Journalists Conference. It was great for seeing some old colleagues, old friends, and then just great for networking, man. So I've been kind of reaping the fruits of networking and had some good calls with some folks, man. And we're working things out, man. So things have been, I'm still riding that high, brother, of being around Black excellence and iron sharpens iron. So it's been a consecutive good weeks for me, brother. How's your week been?
Consecutive good weeks. All right, man. Well, the week's been really outstanding. I mentioned some developments before on the relationship front, and it's interesting because, said relationship, she's back from her cruise, but she came back with COVID, so I still haven't seen her since she's been back. So it's been a really interesting run. But on the career front and business front, things are really going in the right direction. This week, I had a fantastic set of meetings this week that culminated in something really good today. So stay tuned for that. I'll share with you guys what I can share when I can share it. But all in all, a really good week. It's not my week with my daughter Kayla, but I've seen her actually every day thus far and done some things with her and for her. So that's a good situation. Shout out to our first-time viewers, our last-time viewers, and everybody in between. Shout out to our first-time listeners, our last-time listeners, and everybody in between. And, listen, you guys show up for us, and that's really important. So, sometimes we just want to shout you out. So here's an air horn for you, and then we're gonna clap. It'll come through. Uh-oh. What was that? Okay. Good to go? All right.
Good.
You want to talk about the big 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, man. Let's talk about the big three.
Okay. Well, I'll pass it on to you.
All right.
You can go.
So let's rewind. So episode 156, we got you excited about the playoffs, which kicked off for the big three this past Sunday. They played in Nashville, Tennessee at the Bridgestone Arena, and there were 4 teams in the playoffs. So you had Bivouac, who came into the game at 7-1 against the 5-3 Tri-State. And Bivouac, who's excellently coached by Hall of Famer Gary Payton, came out and executed. And they defeated Tri-State 50-40, heading on to the finals for the big three. And as they awaited their opponent, the second game was the 6-2 Threes Company, which is head coached by Hall of Famer Michael Cooper, against the defending champs, the Enemies, who came in at 6-2. Head coach of Swaggy P. And Threes Company had plans for the defending champs. And their plans were to hit a last-second buzzer beater with, what's your guy's name? Michael Beasley, who's been lighting it up in the big three, the Southpaw. He hit a 3 to win that game, 50-47, dethroning the defending champs. And so now as we fast forward to the upcoming weekend on Sunday the 18th, that is when the Big Three championship takes place. Now the Big Three has a busy day on Sunday because they are playing they have a celebrity game, followed by an all-star game, followed by the championship game, all on the same day. So when I say it's a full slate for the Big Three, it is indeed a full slate. We were able to catch up with Big Three founders, actually, Ice Cube and Jeff Quanis, and they talk about the playoffs and this upcoming championship weekend. So we have some of that we want to share with you guys.
As the season has intensified, what have you seen in terms of the conditioning of the players that are out there, the coaching? Because I've seen some intense times. You know, Gary Payton was talking trash with the player on the opposing team. And it looks like the Big Three, these guys want to show and prove that they are here to play some competitive basketball.
Yeah, Jordan Crawford got into it with Gary Payton. And, you know, the cool thing is it wasn't like the result of some cheap shots or something. It was pure competitiveness. And I think what we've seen, you talk about conditioning, every year has gotten better. This year has been extraordinary. The guys have come in. They ain't, effing around. They're ready. They're in top shape. And the will to win is so intense. There's no one lollygagging. They're playing defense so intensely.
And so you don't waste a lot of time. It's one weekend for the playoffs. We're going to go ahead. The top 4 teams will battle. Then we'll have the final 2 teams to see who's going to make it to the upper echelon of championship rankings. Who do you think is going to pull this off this season?
Man, it's hard to say. I think we all got to tune in. If I knew that, I would hand out the rings already. But it's a thing where, hey, we're the only league that can display a championship game and an all-star game on the same day, and so we're proud to be able to do that, to be able to put the best of the best on display on that great day. And so we can't wait for these playoffs to get started on Sunday. And then, next Sunday, we'll see you in Boston.
That's good. I could say every one of these teams has shown that they could beat anybody on any given Sunday, because it's Sunday. The only thing that I would predict as a sure thing is our all-star team has challenged the gold medal winners, who are Netherlands, and those boys are good. they got the gold medal, but USA basketball, excluding BIG3, we've challenged them. There's a chance they're coming over to play us if FIBA lets them. We will win that game. That game, I guarantee, and we have 250 on the line that goes to the winner. So the championship of the BIG3, the true world champion, that's up for grabs. But when it comes to international, our all-stars are going to prove that the BIG3 is the premier 3-on-3 league in the world by a mile.
Whew. You heard it there, bro. You heard it there.
Yeah, so I've got some questions for you, if that's okay. And I am serious. I know you probably thinking that maybe I'm not. But here, let me do this so that you know that I'm serious. I'm going to match you. Okay. So you asked them who they picked to win. So for a founder and a commissioner, or not a commissioner, for a founder and a co-founder, for the layperson, it seems like a weird question. Was that a layup for Ice Cube to say, everybody got to tune in? Is that where you like, oh, yeah. So you're a plant? You're a plant for them?
No, so before our interview, we have banter back and forth, right? Okay. And so I give Cube props because he never, some people will ask you for, can you give an idea of the kind of questions you're going to ask? So Cube, I always say to him, I'm going to throw a curveball when you least expect it, just so I can get your response. So he's like, do what you do, dog. Do what you do. So with him, he's fun when it comes to interviews. You can ask him anything off the cuff, and he's always animated. He's always going to be as transparent as he can, man. So that was one of those. Just throw him a curveball to see what he's going to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how many people are so 4 people on the All-Star team, I guess. That would be the champ. So 4 people. It's a really interesting declaration, because I listen to words, and I said last week that my buddy Al Jones has a team of NBA players that he feels, could have done a lot better than the actual 3x3 US men's team. But I wonder, okay, so we have the BIG3, and obviously this is what they do for a living, but it's also what the Netherlands, that's what they do for a living. So it's an interesting prospect that he's guaranteeing that these 4 players, you know what I mean? And then I'm just wondering, did they try out for, like, what was that process like for the men's national team? I've got so many questions. Did these all-stars try out, and were they pushed away and all of that? I'm very curious. Do you know any of these answers?
Yeah, so Jeff said that the BIG3 was shunned. So he's almost implying that they tried, but they were shunned because of their allegiance or their tie to the BIG3. He didn't come out and say it, but just listening to his words, it sounds like when he said, the BIG3 wasn't accepted, he's making it sound like he's shunned. But he's also putting his money where his mouth is, because he said 250 on the line, let's do it, and that they have approached both the Netherlands and FIFA, and so they're waiting to hear back, or FIBA. They're waiting to hear back from them to see if they're going to be granted permission to actually come here and play. So hopefully they'll be allowed to come and play.
Okay. All right. So break down Boston.
All right. So Boston, as mentioned, is on Sunday. You have a celebrity game followed by an all-star game followed by the finals, in which, as mentioned, you have Bivouac, which is coached by Hall of Famer Gary Payton, against Three's Company, which is coached by Hall of Famer and Laker great Michael Kubaloop Cooper. So that should be an exciting game. And we're actually going to post some content before the game, because we're going to get sound with BIG3 Commissioner Clyde Drexler, Michael Cooper, and Gary Payton. We're going to interview them later this week. So we're going to post that. We'll post that over the weekend before the game. Couldn't get them any earlier than that.
We will post that?
Yeah, we can post it on our socials once we get it.
Oh, okay.
Just give us a little something to post on the socials, brother.
We can also like run it. I mean,
yeah,
we can also run it as an episode,
that too,
when we do have it. So all right, cool. So, as Ice Cube had, but I'll throw you a curveball. Who's your pick for the championship?
Brother, I'm going with Three's Company. Michael Beasley has been playing. Yeah, Michael Beasley has been playing just crazy. That dude can still fill it up. He's hard to defend because he's a big body, 6'8", 6'9", southpaw. And I don't think that Bivouac has an answer for him. Just looking at Bivouac's roster, Gerald Green, Garland Green, Corey Brewer, Jalen Johnson, Javier Carter. I don't think there's anyone big enough who can truly defend Michael Beasley, because Michael Beasley can stretch the floor since he can hit the jumper, but then he can back you down. And I'm sure they'll probably have Corey Brewer try to defend him because Corey is a pretty good defender, but I just think that Michael Beasley is a bit too strong for him. And then when you look at Three's Company, they also have Reggie Evans, who's getting pretty much every board because he's aggressive, Mario Chalmers. And so I'm predicting that Three's Company will beat Bivouac in the finals.
All right, you heard it here first. He picks Three's Company, and just for kicks, I pick Bivouac. Yeah, I feel like he was absolutely disrespecting Corey Brewer right there. He'll say he wasn't, but that's how I took it. That's how Corey Brewer's fans took it. So go Bivouac, and we'll see what happens. Sound like a plan?
There it is.
I didn't say it this week, but Ice Cube the Great. All right, man. I feel like you plan on contributing to this segment, and I really want to know what you have. So I'm going to let you kick off. I'm letting you know where we're going. Paris, 2024. So dive right in, buddy.
All right. So as we talk the Olympics in Paris, we're going to get off to the medal count for the USA. So the USA was able to win a total of 126 total medals. The composition of said medals, 40 gold, 44 silver, and 42 bronze. Following the U.S., the next nation or country that was the closest was China with 91 total medals. They tied the U.S. in terms of gold with 40 medals, 40 gold medals, 27 silver medals for China, and 24 bronze medals for China. So as mentioned, the U.S. had a total of 126 total medals, and China had 91 total medals. Before I see the areas where we're going, I kind of wanted to flip it if you're cool with it. So as we talk...
Question for you before we flip it. Trivia, okay. You know who tied whom, since they both have 40 gold. Do you know who won the final medal to get to 40?
No, who won the final to get to 40?
Asia Wilson. What you talking about?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
It was women's hoops. Shucks. All
right.
Go ahead.
But did you say her name correctly? Because I thought we called her Asia Anybody Can Get It Wilson. So there you go.
I didn't want to steal your thunder. You seem to be very invested in this segment, so I wanted to let you get it since that's what you need.
Yeah, man. I love talking Asia Wilson, man. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's flip it to hoops since we're on hoops right now. And you usually give me top billing when it comes to hoops. I get on men's hoops. Let's have you go to women's hoops, and then I will go to men's hoops after you. How about that? Ladies first.
All right. Well, I'll get down to it. There's something about the number 9 on the basketball teams for the Olympics, and especially on the women's side. Lisa Leslie wore 9, and that was really important. Lisa Leslie was just number 9 in everything, but she was also number 9 on the Olympic teams that she was on, and so that added to the number 9's legacy. And then there have been a lot of other players who have worn number 9 who have been legendary. And so Asia Wilson, this was Asia Wilson's first time wearing the number 9, and she was one of the 2 captains. The other captain was Breanna Stewart, but Asia Wilson had, who many call the best player in the world, and I'm one of them, had by far the best tournament of anybody in it. Second in scoring and second in rebounding, and not second to the same person, but led Team USA, the team that won the gold, in scoring, rebounding, blocks, and steals. Think about that. scoring, rebounding, blocks, and steals. It doesn't get more complete than that when you talk about an effort from, especially from a big, if you will. So it was an ugly game. Like France did all they could in that gold medal game to get over the hump. Gabby Williams, who represented Team France, just balled out. And there were times when Team USA just couldn't buy a bucket. Asia's cleaning up the glass. A1. Asia, A1 Wilson. Asia, anybody can get it. Wilson is cleaning up the glass. She's blocking shots. She's getting steals. And she's missing shots, but she's getting fouled and she's going to the line. And it was just, it was a wonderful display by Team USA overall. Like Kalia Copper got busy. You know, Asia Wilson mentioned that when they asked for one word to describe Kalia Copper, let's just say she used 2 words. And we can't say those words on the podcast anymore. But it was a very complimentary phrase to Kalia Copper because she balled out. And she wasn't even playing early on in the tournament. But you couldn't get her out of that game down the stretch against Team France. And how about this? Team France is down by 3. They have the final possession. A pass goes to Gabby Williams, goodness gracious, for a last second heave. She makes it, but she's on the line. So Team USA wins by 1. Who knows what would have happened in overtime? Well, we do know because Asia Wilson would have continued to ball out. But Gabby Williams gave all that the U.S. could take. And it's the same thing that she did the night before. I guess it was the night before against Belgium. It was just an amazing display by both sides. But Team USA reigned victorious. On the team, Diana Taurasi, who actually did not play in the gold medal game, participated in her 6th consecutive Olympics. So she is the first woman in history to win a team medal in 6 different Olympics for Team USA. 6 different Olympics she's been on the team. So if you do the math, 6 Olympics, that's 20 years. Don't mess up and say it's 24 years because it's not. Because it starts the day you get there and then you add 20 years to that day. So it's 20 years that she's been on the team. And this was her last hurrah. And that was also the 8th straight medal for Team USA. So there you have it. There you go. The last time they lost was 1992. And everything changed in 1996. Everything changed. So that's what you have. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And Asia Wilson absolutely dominated the entire tournament and did all she could to eke out that victory for Team USA. So that's what we have. What you got, brother?
All right. So great comprehensive report on the women holding it down, capturing yet another gold medal with their sheer dominance. As we go over to the men, man, one of the issues that I typically have when the Olympics rolls around, as you talk Team USA men, the comparison to the 92 Dream Team. Folks, I'm here to tell you, there will never be another men's Olympic team that looks like the 92 Dream Team. There will not. And so therefore, I think that the comparisons need to come to a screeching halt, meaning never do it, because it doesn't make any sense. But as we look at the composition of the men's team, all all-stars, of course, for the most part, except I think Derek White. I don't remember if Derek White was an all-star or not. But and our conversation was funny about Derek White. But I'll probably hold on to that for a later date. But when you look at the men's, what'd you say?
Did you record it?
No, it's recorded by memory. Just your question was comedic at best. All right, so the men's team was composed of Bam Adebayo, Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Ant-Man himself, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, Drew Holiday, LeBron James, Jason Tatum, and AC's favorite player, Derek White. So that was the men's team. And as mentioned, go ahead. What do you have to say? What do you have to say?
I can't pick Derek White out of a lineup. So, yeah, he's my favorite player because I don't even know what he looks like. All right, go ahead.
All right, look, since we're going there, when you get a call from your brother that says, hey, man, who the hell is Derek White? And I'm like, wait a minute. And when I said, he played for the champion Boston Celtics. What? He plays for them now? I'm like, yeah. Why isn't it Jaylen Brown? So there's a whole lot to unpack there. So Derek White, I guess my partner knows who you are now, kind of somewhat, a little bit.
Shout out to Derek White. Yeah, no, I know what he looks like now. He's bald and he's got the beard. Yeah.
And he's got Derek. If you're walking down the street and you see AC from LA, just introduce yourself, man, and
Dude,
that will help.
Definitely giving you the handshake wraparound hug. Just it's coming. It's coming. I did you dirty, man. I did you dirty, and I own up to it. But that also tells you I didn't watch a single second. I just watched highlights. But did he? But he probably didn't even play, so it doesn't matter, right?
Like, yeah, he didn't get much burn at all.
I know JT didn't play.
No. And so, but
Justin Timberlake. Go ahead.
At all. Justin Timberlake logged as many minutes as Jason Tatum. There we go. But when we look at, a 6-game span of Olympic play for the men's basketball team. So let's see. Game 1, they whooped Serbia by 26. South Sudan in game 2 by 17. Game 3 by 19 over Puerto Rico. Game 4 by 35 over Brazil. Game 5 was a nail biter for them because they just beat Serbia by 4. And then game 6, they were able to capture the gold with an 11-point victory over France. What I will say is,
South Sudan, was that a warm-up game?
Yeah, that was a warm-up before the Olympics started. Yes, that was a warm-up. Kind of kicked the tires. What I can say is games 5 and 6, by far, Steph Curry went on a tear. In game 5, he went 9 for 14 3-pointers. In game 6, when it really mattered down the stretch, Steph was shooting over 7-footers, double teamed, and they couldn't stop him. And Steph went 8 for 12 threes in game 6 to capture that. Now, LeBron James was voted as the MVP, and he had some complete all-around games in terms of points, boards, and assists. And LeBron James he's an elderly statesman now in the league, but Steph Curry by far led that team to victory in these last 2 games. When things got kind of close, Steph went on a tear. So shout out to Team USA for capturing the gold. And as I said, let's stop comparing them to the 92 men's team because we'll never see a team like that. I think for this summer, Team USA held it down. They won by an average of 19 points. And that's not too shabby, brother. And as we talk about it, if we do reflect on the 92 team, that 92 team was beating everybody by 30 or 40. And at that time, basketball wasn't as large as it is now in terms of being a world sport. You look at the NBA draft, the lottery specifically, you look at the majority of lottery picks have been recently from France or from Europe. So the game has truly expanded. And I think, there's a lot more disparity than it's ever been since professional basketball players have been participating in the basketball side of things, because it used to be just collegiate players from the U.S. would face pros from other countries. So, yeah, Team USA handled business, brother. What you got?
All right, so one thing that's important to note, since he brought up LeBron, in case I do need to say this, Asia Wilson was named MVP on the women's side. So check this out. The support, though. So I don't know if you guys caught this, but USA played France in both the men's and the women's gold medal games. And the men from both sides were there to support the women on the final day of the Olympics. The men played on Saturday. The women played on Sunday. The women literally had the final event of the Olympics, probably because they were reigning 7-time champions and became 8. So there is no other side that's won 8 times in a row in any sport, in any event. So, but yeah, the men were there to support. And when I tell you, I mean, all I'm saying is like Gabby Williams had those guys hyped up, from Sam's favorite, or I think it's his second favorite player now, Rudy Gobert, to Wembanyama, like all of that. Like, oh, that's what we're doing. Like, I don't know if Sam has told you guys this, but he loves the fact that his second favorite player has all of these Defensive Player of the Year awards and all of that because he feels like Rudy Gobert is very complete as a player. So,
but I don't know about that because you speak so fondly of your favorite player in terms of Jokic being a preemptive Hall of Famer.
That's inconsistent with any sport ever. Just that his composition, it's inconsistent with any sport ever outside of Steffi Graf. Outside of Steffi Graf. Because you can't even say Joe Montana because he was born here. So Steffi Graf is the only one that would be a European that was my favorite player.
Well, I'm letting them know the conversation we have behind the scenes. Well, I got it.
You want to run narrative. So you want to run it. I don't like him at all. Like, I despise the dude. So if you want to really get down to it, I'm not even a casual fan of him. I think it's all inflated and bloated, and I'm sick of hearing about him. Like, I was mad about what's the other guy's name who I got sick of hearing about, and now all I hear about is this guy. What's the other one's name? The one who they were blowing. His name's also with a D. They were blowing him up before it was Jokic. What's the other guy's name? Come on.
From how long ago?
The year before this 3-year run.
Oh, you got me. I don't know.
Come on. So who does Jokic play for?
Denver,
right? So the guy's on Dallas. He's on Dallas, right?
Oh, Luka?
Yes, Doncic. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sick of hearing about Luka Doncic, and now be careful what you wish for.
I will say this about Joker. He has if you look at his game.
I don't care for you. I'm not giving nicknames.
He has the ugliest, most effective game in the league because his game is ugly. Like the moves are ugly, the footwork is ugly, it's ugly. But I guess it works for him. There you go.
You guess? Yeah, I guess. All right. So, bam! In case you didn't know, the women's national team won the football tournament. Yes, they did. And I know that we call it soccer in the U.S., but it's called football. And when I tell you that the trident, let me tell you what, you guys know what a trident is. There you go. A trident, right? So this 3-headed weapon that are the starting attack for the U.S., Trinity Rodman, Sophia Smith, and Mallory Swanson, 3 sisters, by the way, leading that attack, each had a hand in the winning goals for the U.S., who went undefeated in the Olympic tournament and won gold for the first time since 2012. So they called them the Trident, and this is them serving up the youth movement for the women's national team. It's also under Emma Hayes, who is a new leader for the U.S. women's national team. But so they called them the Trident, but then they also started calling them Triple Espresso. Boy, did that warm my heart. Triple Espresso. All sisters, right? Man. So it wasn't just them, but like this team is laden with Black women. Now it's a complete team effort, and it weren't just Black women that got it done. But I love the fact that when we think about football, the real football, we think about the attack. We think about people who are attacking the goal, and the fact that these 3 Black women are the leaders is just amazing. It's amazing for the prospect and the future of the actual women's national team, and then also everybody who wants to play soccer. It's a very diverse side. The U.S. side is a very diverse side, and little girls like my daughter Kayla can look at them and see, wow, I can do that. Now, you may not be able to do it like them, and Kayla probably can at some point, but it's going to be a great motivator. So just like women's soccer in general was exploded onto the scene when the side won the 99 World Cup, and then there was an explosion of soccer in the U.S. I think this is where the point is driven home that Black girls can do it in soccer also. So it's a very exciting time. So shout out to the women's national team overall for winning the gold for the first time since 2012 and the 5th time overall in 8 tournaments, because there have been 8 total tournaments that football has been played in the Olympics. And then shout out to Triple Espresso for leading in each of the victories. Bam.
Man, why when I hear the Trident, I think of the old chewing gum commercials. Like, as soon as you hear that, don't you go back to it?
So I didn't think – so interestingly enough, I didn't think about it at all, and I think it's because it's the Trident. Okay. And it might also be because I spent 2 years at St. Monica Mariners, and then there was, the guy, the Atlas – no, not Atlanta. Well, it was whatever. Somebody had a Trident. And so, no, when you say the Trident, I don't think of Trident gum, but I feel like that's fair and valid for you to have those thoughts. So I definitely won't clown you, but I haven't thought about it one time, and I've said the Trident a lot.
As soon as I hear it, I think of the commercial. All right, brother. That was solid, man. Shout out to, what did they say? Trident, the Trident, and Triple Espresso. Was that the other name?
Yeah, Triple Espresso. Yeah,
that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I can't front. That's dope.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well. Okay.
All right, brother. Oh, you know where we're going now. The land of excitement. Where's the book? Bring out the book, because who's back? Who's back?
Mookie! He's back. And boy, he came back with a vengeance. You want to talk about them home runs first, or you want me to get into it?
No, get into it.
All right, so we're gonna go with the power rankings, and I'm gonna say the best for almost last. So the Baltimore Orioles swap places with the Phillies. So the Orioles are number 1 now, and they were the first to 70 wins. So when the power rankings came out, they're 70-44. The Phillies, like I said, dropped from 1 to 2, 66-48, and they've had a tough stretch since the All-Star break, 7-15. But they've still been the class of the NL, with the Dodgers trailing right behind them. The Yankees, the second best team in the American League, and hence the second best team in the American League East, 67 victories, and they've jumped up from 5 to 3. And Aaron Judge has been having a year, but Giancarlo Stanton, who is by far my favorite Yankee, and Juan Soto have been doing some things. In fact, Juan Soto had a 3 home run effort yesterday. And I mean, in one game, it wasn't a doubleheader. He had 3 home runs. Skipping over number 4, we'll go straight to number 5, the Milwaukee Brewers, who for the last 2 days, no, the last 3 days, actually. The last 3 days have been handled by, no, the last 2 days have been handled, no, actually, I forgot now. The last 2 days have been handled by the Dodgers, but they were looking good before the Dodgers rolled into town, and they have a 7.5 game lead in the NL Central, so it doesn't look like they're giving that up. And they're only a game and a half back coming into the week, only a game and a half back of the Phillies. So there's that. And then you have number 4, holding fast at number 4, Mookie Betts, after 56 days off, yes, 8 weeks, 56 days, came back on Monday. 2-run home run. Welcome back, brother. Welcome back. He had 3 RBI in that game, and the Dodgers won. He got 2 hits again last night. He went 2 for 5 last night. He's back, and they have him batting second, so they want to keep Shohei as the leadoff hitter. Mookie Betts came back to bat second, and they also put him back in right field. So the person who came in to fill in for him, well, they had a couple people try out to fill in for him at shortstop, but it seems to be solidified. So now you have this Gold Glover who went back to his rightful major league position, like, because he was an infielder before he got to the big leagues. But so he's right back at home, ready to bust on the naysayers who don't think that he can play right field anymore. It's like people just say the most bizarre things. But yeah, so Mookie back, ready to rock. He upped his average to 308, 56 days off. He's gone 4 for 9 over the first 2 days with a home run, a run scored, 4 RBIs, and he struck out twice. So looking great there. And the Dodgers are getting healthy, except for River Ryan. By the way, we had some people join on IG Live. Kayla's mom, Brianna. We also had my girlfriend Bridget join, and then we see that G Classics Apparel just joined. So shout out to G Classics. G Classics. That's coming up in a second. It's almost like you told him when to join. That's actually funny. So rounding out the significant movers in the power rankings for baseball, the Diamondbacks have jumped up 6 spots from 15 to 9. So they're making a run. The Twins jumped up from 12 to 8. And the Giants have jumped up from 21 to 17. And then the Rangers, look, I'm not making any jokes. The Rangers have dropped from from 18 to 22. So they are the only significant mover that's gone down. And that's where we're at. Yeah, he shouted us out. My brothers, that's what's up. Limon Moore, G Classics. Apparel.
And my mom,
so that's what I have.
My mom was joined on YouTube. So hey, mom.
Oh, hey, mama. How are you? There we go. Getting the hearts. Bang. All right, you want to talk about some home runs?
All right, dog. We're gonna talk about the MLB heavy hitters. And when I say heavy hitters, we're gonna talk those who have 35 home runs or more. And that number sits right at 4. You have Aaron Judge with the Yankees with 42 homers at this time. But right on his heels, Dodger faithful Shohei Ohtani, worth his weight in gold with 37 homers. After that, we have Anthony Santander from the Baltimore Orioles with 36, and Marcell Ozuna from the Braves with 35. AC, as I look at these home run numbers, they're nothing short of impressive. But let's rewind back in the 90s. You remember when we had guys that was cranking out 50 plus, 60, and then it came down to the fact that they had some questionable substances in their tanks. How do you feel about that when it comes to the conversation of greatness? Oh, you can't even talk about it? I just want to know when it comes to the conversation of greatness, and you know who I'm talking about, who has been shunned and he's not in the Hall of Fame. And I guess one of the reasons, or probably the biggest two reasons, are because of questionable substances. And then, it's been said that he wasn't the nicest of persons. When it comes down to it, do you think that is a reason that you should not be in the Hall of Fame, especially when you were cranking out so many homers? Do you think that's the reason that you should remain out of the Hall of Fame? I just thought about this one on the fly.
So unfortunately, I don't have a vote because I'm not part of the Baseball Writers Association of America. Try as I might, I never got in. And so I've never had a vote, but I feel like there was a Hall of Fame career independent of whatever is questionable. Mm-hmm. So I feel like he should be in. I also feel like your favorite player, Pete Rose, should be in. But when you talk about, let's talk specifically about what you said about him not being the nicest player. My favorite, you know who my favorite player of all time is, right?
Ricky?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Ricky didn't even know he couldn't pick all of his own teammates out of a lineup. So Derek White, don't feel bad because I've never been on a team with you. Ricky Henderson can pick all of his old teammates out of a lineup, and he was deemed to be not the nicest guy. But he is one of the absolute all-time greats. He is the greatest player that I've ever seen play. And so that shouldn't weigh in on it. I believe that it is all of the questionable things. And the whole thing is when you look at a guy like the great Kobe Bryant and see that he had 2 separate Hall of Fame careers, one is number 8 and one is 24. You can separate, right? Or you would think that you could, right? Because you could do that and say, well, what about it? Were the numbers good enough or great enough? And how much? And they have these metrics where they can say, okay, well, how much did that improve him? What percentage? Okay, so if you drop that back down, didn't he have a Hall of Fame career anyway? Yeah, he did. So that's my answer. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Agreed. I appreciate that, brother. I'm glad you participated in that. All right, what's up next?
You didn't think I would participate in that? Like, what's up?
I wasn't quite sure. I said, let me go ahead and just on the fly. Let's go.
Well, you thought you were throwing me a curveball?
No, I just thought with it being on the fly, we hadn't discussed this ever before.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We hadn't. I think it's time to we're gonna shout out your guy. So once again, shout out to all the first-time listeners, last-time listeners, and everyone in between. Shout out to all of the first-time viewers, last-time viewers, and everybody in between. Shout out to anybody who says ambulance, because like that's an amazing word. I just want to reiterate, it is
random with that one.
It's an amazing one. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, can you? All right. You gonna kick off the drop, or you want me to just drop it? You want me to drop the drop?
Drop it, and then we'll wrap after the drop.
Hey everyone, it's your man AC from LA here on the Collective Podcast, and I got some fire to share with you. We're talking about G Classics Apparel, the multicultural, inspirational clothing brand that's all about dreaming big and being legendary. With unique designs and that iconic GOAT symbol, G Classics is here to help you express your aspirations and values through dope, unisex fashion.
That's right, AC. This is your main man, SG Trilogy. And G Classics Apparel is where inspiration meets style. Whether you're grinding or shining, G Classics has got you covered. Stay legendary, folks, and check out G Classics Apparel. It's time to elevate your game.
You heard it from the legend himself, SG Trilogy. Don't miss out, everyone. Go get your G Classics gear today. I feel like I regret saying you heard it from the legend.
No, you didn't regret it. You didn't regret it. You finally have him.
Since I said it, I must have actually meant it. So
that is what you call you not telling the truth. You really wanted to say all that you said, brother. You meant what you said.
Let's not get lost. G Classics Apparel. Talk about it.
So as you see, we're both rocking these fire leather jackets.
Yo, do them joints got leathers? Do them joints got leathers?
Leathers. You see the detail in this leather pocket over here?
I didn't even know I had a pocket over there.
You got the pocket. Show them the goat on the back, though. You got the goat on the back. Bam! So we've talked about G Classics Apparel. We've been rocking with them for a minute, man. And G Classics Apparel is a brand that we definitely believe in. The team at G Classics Apparel, they're great to work with. They put together great pieces. And it's not something you're going to see everybody rocking. You know, if you purchase G Classics Apparel, AC has them down to the shoes, man. And they are big proponents of coordinating. They know how to coordinate. So shout out to G Classics Apparel. Make sure that you go to the goatshop.shop. Let them know that my main man, AC from LA, and yours truly, SG Trilogy, we sent you. They have so much that you will love. Down to swimsuits, shorts, shirts, leathers, you name it, they have it. Dope brand.
Yo, you right, man. They got swimsuits. Yo, man, check that out. Check out those swimsuits. The goatshop.shop. I got you. That's what's up. All right. Is it time for the talk?
Oh, yes.
Well, I don't know how we got this thing out of order, but it is what it is. So
no, this order flows better.
Silence. Silence. That's all I got for you. Just
listen,
silence.
For this week, this flows better this way. Just watch. Let it do what it does.
What's your name again?
This is Tech Talk Now.
Play!
This is Tech Talk Now.
Here we go. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk Now. I'm your host, AC from LA, and today we're diving into an industry that's been around for centuries, but is currently undergoing some incredible changes thanks to technology, the print industry. Now, when we think of printing, we might picture traditional printing presses or those big industrial machines churning out newspapers, magazines, or flyers. But the truth is, the print industry is evolving faster than ever before, and it's all because of technology. Let's start with screen printing shops. For years, screen printing has been the go-to method for creating everything from t-shirts to posters. It's a process that's been around for ages, but today's screen printing shops are looking very different from what they used to be. Automation is a game changer here. We're seeing machines that can print with incredible precision and speed, reducing the need for manual labor and making the processes more efficient and cost-effective. This isn't just about printing faster, it's about increasing the quality and consistency of the final product, which is huge for businesses that rely on this technology to meet high demand. But it's not just about speed and efficiency. Design software has come a long way too. Programs like Adobe Illustrator and Corel Draw are now industry standards, allowing designers to create detailed, high-quality designs that can easily be transferred to print. And with the rise of digital printing, these designs can go straight from the computer to the printer without the need for traditional plates or setups. This design shift has opened up new possibilities for customization and personalization, enabling businesses to offer on-demand printing services. Think about it. You can now order a single custom t-shirt online and it can be printed and shipped out the same day. That's something that just wasn't possible a few years ago. On-demand printing is also shaking up how businesses approach inventory. No longer do companies need to print large quantities of products and store them in warehouses hoping that they'll sell. Instead, they can print exactly what's needed, when it's needed. This reduces waste, saves on storage costs, and allows for a much more flexible business model. It's a win-win for both the producer and the consumer. And let's not forget about the environmental impact. The print industry, historically, has been associated with a lot of waste, from paper to ink to unsold products. But technology is helping to change that. With more efficient printing processes, less waste is generated, and digital printing methods often use less ink and energy. Plus, the ability to print on demand means we're not overproducing and throwing away unused stock. It's a more sustainable approach that's becoming increasingly important in today's eco-conscious world. So, where is all of this heading? The future of print is looking more digital, more automated, and more customized than ever before. We're moving towards a world where print is not just about mass production, but about creating unique, high-quality items tailored to the specific needs of consumers. And as technology continues to advance, we can expect even more innovation in the space. That's all for today's episode of Tech Talk Now. I hope you found this deep dive into the print industry as fascinating as I did. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on how technology is impacting this space. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn and everywhere else and share your insights. I'm AC from LA, and I'll see you next time. I feel good about that.
Yo, that's another one for the books, bruh. You're in your bag, man. When it comes to this tech talk, you put a lot into tech talk now, man. So I'm glad that I can give you your flowers, brother, and let you know how much I appreciate you and how much you educate and inform our viewers, listeners, and your co-hosts. So I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, I do appreciate that. And again, shout out to our viewers, our listeners, whether you're watching it live or you're watching it back or listening back, we do absolutely appreciate you. Oh, you know what? Did we? Oh, we did show that, right? Did we show the photo last week of Andrade, Biles, and Childs? I did show that last week, right?
On the podium, right?
Yeah, the bowing.
Yeah, I thought so. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. I thought
okay. So
that was one of the things. Okay. So
So our favorite sound editor has joined and is watching. So shout out to you, CT. What up? What up? So well, actually it's TC, but it's funny. But that's my initials, so we got to reverse it. All right, so I guess it's time for the culture.
Yeah, man.
And I got something for you that you didn't know was coming. So we'll do that. Then I'll play the Masta Ace drop, and then do you want to? So I'll do this drop, and then you can introduce.
Yeah.
Masta Ace.
Uh-huh.
Hip hop came along.
It's low, huh?
People in the street rhyming like, they felt good about this. They was saying rhymes and bigging themselves up, bigging their hood up, no matter what it looked like. It just gave us a sense of.
I think it was a sense of culture.
You know what? I'll get that louder next week, and so I won't play it afterward. But right, that's fire, right? So that's Rakim.
I like what you did. I like what you did there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Rakim and See to God. So
yeah, that resonates. There you go. That was
You are a lunatic.
Yo, what up, y'all? This is Masta Ace from Brooklyn, New York. You are tuned in to the Collective Podcast with my man SG Trilogy and AC from LA. Let's go.
All right. Let's go. Yeah, tee it up. So we were blessed to have Masta Ace come and join us on the show, and we appreciate you, Ace. And so the past 2 episodes, he's walked us through how he joined forces with the legendary Juice Crew. It sounded like it was by happenstance or just by coincidence, but what it really meant when we heard his story about being in the right place at the right time, the thing that really resonates is the fact that he was prepared. Because if you show up and you're not ready to take your shot, you're not prepared. But he showed up prepared, and now you look 30 plus years after the fact, he's still relevant, still rhyming, and still putting together dope projects. One of the things we do here with the Collective Podcast, we try to make sure that we inspire you to dream, we inspire you to tap into your dreams. And so Masta Ace talked to us about something that came to his mind as simply a thought, but then he decided to proceed with said thought. And he has something new. He has a new venture that he's put together.
Can I give a parallel before we play that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, it's the whole stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. So it's kind of like you, right? And it's 30 years for him in hip hop, but it's 1 year for you on the podcast. Like you were ready, right? And so when your moment came, you dove in. You dove in head first. So there's a parallel. Who knew? Shout out to Masta Ace. Here we go.
I have taken on a new title of playwright. I wrote a hip hop musical. Took me 7 years to write it and counting. We have the plan for my musical is for it to debut in London in a year or two. We are in the process of planning for a fall 2024 workshop performance of it at the end of October. And I can't wait for people to get that first opportunity to see it. It won't be in the US, it won't be in Broadway or nothing like that for a while, because we're gonna try to test the grounds out in the UK first, because I have a much stronger fan base overseas than I do here in the US. It's all about platinum and gold and platinum and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna go where I'm appreciated, and then I'll work on where I'm tolerated later.
Wow.
How powerful is that? I'm going to go where I'm appreciated and then work on where I'm tolerated later. That's the ultimate mic drop right there, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Ace. Shout out to Ace.
All right, so I'm gonna let you just have it all. Like I'm not gonna do anything, so I'm actually gonna I'm gonna let you have it, so I'm gonna turn your music on for you.
All right, bet.
So yeah, it's all you. So I will since we're in it, I will go ahead and give Kendrick his.
Notice I said we. It's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling.
New Spaghetti Sam.
Okay, I'll do the right one. All right, let me play your music, dude. Don't be a crybaby.
All right. So as we talk the culture, we kick things off with Masta Ace. And, as I said, he was big on pursuing his dream. He didn't let the challenges of trying something new discourage him, which was definitely dope. But as we delve into the world of music, a project that I want to big up and an artist that I want to give some props to is Larry June, San Francisco's own Larry June.
Yeah, that's fire. Sorry, that is a fire project. Maybe I won't let you have a solo, but you could do the talking.
Fire project. It is entitled "Doing It For Me," and out the gate, "Doing It For Me." When you talk Larry June, so for those of you that may not be up on Larry June's a young brother from San Fran, lived in Atlanta for a few years, but he went back to his roots, returned to the Bay Area, and Larry is dropping hits. On this project, we have 15 banging songs, and my favorite thus far is the number 2 track, Magnum P.I. From the production to the lyrics, Larry June on this "Doing It For Me" is definitely bumping. Another dope thing about Larry June always promotes health. He promotes health being wealth. So he has organic cotton attire for his merch. He pushes organic orange juice. He cycles. He actually had a meetup and cycled with him a couple of days ago in the Bay. And another thing that he had that was so dope, last night in Hollywood at the Roxy on Sunset, he threw a free show. You literally, once the RSVP link opened, it was sold out within a minute. But literally to throw a free show where he did his past hits along with hits from this new project, "Doing It For Me." Shout out to Larry June. Dope project. I highly recommend it. And you heard my main man, AC from LA. If he jumped in to say it's fire, it is indeed fire, in the words of AC. From there, let's jump over to television. Now, this one, I'm not going to celebrate this one. But what I will tell you is, we've had some national anthems that have been sung by so many people throughout the years. We've had some that have been great, like when you look at Marvin Gaye's rendition of the national anthem that he did at the Forum back in 1974 was by far one of my favorites. Well, Tyrese tried to channel some Marvin Gaye energy, meaning he dressed like Marvin Gaye, had on a wig, had a beanie on, a beard. And at the Rams' last preseason game, Tyrese was given the opportunity to sing the national anthem. And so he thought he would do Marvin Gaye's rendition. And one word comes to mind. Shout out to Charles Barkley. It was terrible. It was by far one of the worst renditions of the national anthem I've ever heard. Not the worst. I'd say the worst at this point for me was what's our Olympic track runner, Carl Lewis. When he did the national anthem, it was another terrible one. He hit every note but the right notes. And Tyrese.
Nope. The racist Roseanne Barr was the worst ever.
Oh, I didn't even want to acknowledge her. Yeah, so whatever with her. But Tyrese's rendition, as I said, he was hoping to channel his Marvin Gaye energy, but it didn't quite meet the mark. You can go on YouTube and check that one out for yourself. Let's see. In theaters, a couple of projects which you should check out. If you have not seen the trailer for this film called The Quiet Place Day One, when I tell you it looks dope. The trailer, it takes place in New York, in which New York City comes under attack from an alien invasion. And so then there's this a woman and some other survivors that help defeat the aliens. The trailer's dope. So that's a movie that I'm planning on checking out. And I'd say check out the trailer. And then Deadpool. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Bridget and I saw it.
Oh, you have?
A Quiet Place Day One. It was amazing.
It was amazing? Okay.
Yeah, so that's the third installment of A Quiet Place. But it's the prequel. And yeah, it delivered. It absolutely delivered. We saw it at iPick.
Oh, nice.
iPick pay us. Come on.
Yeah, go ahead. We need those coins.
And the next one that you're about to introduce, do not take your children under 13.
Okay,
Too
so
much to
all right,
Go
so
ahead.
this is Deadpool at Wolverine, which came out last month, and you said that's just adult only.
Yes, it was good, but like there's a lot of sexual innuendo in that.
Oh yeah.
And I mean a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, that's all I have for culture, man.
Yeah, we saw that too.
Oh man, you guys aren't messing around.
But then she actually took her kids the next day, so she saw it twice.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not messing around. So there's that. Man, this has been real. You didn't tell people like what happens on Wednesdays and you know what the saying is. You want to tell them what the saying is?
I told him that to start off the show, but you know I got to.
You did tell them?
I got
to tell them.
Throw that banner up, man. Throw it up for me.
Throw it up. Oh, you mean throw.
You can't get him away.
You give me the going back to the early days, and I might drop some little.
Gonna make you have to grow your Jim Crow back. I know.
Little third half on you.
All right. So we have a saying here at the Collective Podcast that times are always best when you connect with the Collective Podcast. And we truly believe so. You can check out our official website at tcpodofficial.com. Don't pay attention to this guy if you're watching. On Facebook, we are TC Podcast Official. On YouTube, X, and IG, we are TC Pod Official. Please hit that YouTube and hit the subscribe button. We need that. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube, TC Pod Official. On IG, this fella right over here, that's AC from LA. On IG, yours truly, I'm SG Trilogy. And on X, I'm SG3. Let's connect. Tap in with us. There you go, brother.
Yeah, because Masta Ace from Brooklyn, New York told you, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Well.
Wow.
Turn it up. Yeah, man. It's wow.
This is the closeout.
Woo! Is it now? All right, brother. I'm gonna go ahead and cue you up and let you get to it.
You know, you put this music on and it always gets me going. Oh man, so my closeout this week is short and sweet. AC tapped. He kind of touched upon it earlier when he said, you know, I've been with the Collective Podcast for right around a year, and when it came to my opportunity to join the podcast, I was prepared. And I'm not saying that to make this about me. I'm saying it to encourage you. When you get an opportunity to embark upon something that you have an interest in, or it could have been a dream, or it could have been a dream deferred, don't allow anyone to discourage you from embarking upon what you're passionate about. For me, the Collective Podcast gives me some freedom, to have some good banter with my brother, and to bring you all some heat every week. We look so forward. We produce a show that we talk about every day, looking to meet our mark and bring you something, bring you a product that you guys will value. And so we appreciate you for joining us. As mentioned, you know, we're on all the DSPs. You can catch us on our social media properties, and we're thankful that you're here to rock with us. So make sure when it comes to your dreams, get after it and be prepared to take the job. That's it for my closeout.
All right, brother.
New SG Trilogy.
New Spaghetti Sam, aka the Big Cigar, aka the Big Cigar, aka the Big Cigar.
Get it, Kayla. All right. I guess I will talk now.
New AC from LA.
Woo-wee. All right, so here's me. So yeah, just the theme of let your loved ones know that you love them, and then protect your mental health. You know, I one thing that I like to live by is the idea that I must protect my peace at all costs. Well, remember that your mental health is a key to that. it's really important for you to do all that you can to protect both your peace and your mental health. Because if you don't, things can weigh on you and then bad things happen. So just know that you can't help anyone else if you don't help yourself. Just please remember that. Big things on the horizon in my life, new relationship. I told you guys early on, there's some things happening in the career and also my businesses, like some really good things happened today. And so this is a great time. And it was a really tough day for me. It was mentally draining for me. It was mentally and emotionally draining because of the meeting that ultimately wound up going well. There was a lot. And the thing was, when I was done, I needed to decompress. I didn't, even though I wanted to be happy and celebrate, I needed some time away from everything. I needed to sit with myself and make sure that I was okay. And guess what? It's okay to make sure that you're okay. That's what I have. And I'll never leave an episode without saying that I love my daughter, Kayla in the building. All right, man. That's what I got. Come back, brother.
I'm back. We're back.
Yeah. People, I polled them. I polled the people, and they said I should keep you. So you're at a year, and apparently we're gonna keep you around. So, shout out to you for making, and you do make contributions, so that's important. You had a cheerleader over here that I talk to every day. She's like, but he's bringing stuff to the table, and I'm like, yeah, but he's really, all of that. But no, you're not really annoying. You're my brother. You are my brother. But you do have a built-in cheerleader, so there's that. So,
and there you have it.
And thank you guys so much for tuning into the Collective Podcast. First-time viewers, last-time viewers, everybody in between. First-time listeners, last-time listeners, everybody in between. Thank you so much for coming through. We are absolutely nothing without you. So,
hey man, we can't end the show without. Come on, dog, bring it in. Bring it in. Come on, man. You be fronting on your boy. Let's go. Wow.
I knew the way to go on that one, right?
Yes,
we out of here. We appreciate you. Be easy. Oh, we have a comment.
Shout out to the mob. Where is it?
What's your mom again? Shout out to moms.
Appreciate you, mom.
Everybody that came through, thank you. We appreciate you. Episode 157. We're out of here.